Hello friends, Christian here with BrickLifeCrisis. This channel is recommended for adult fans of LEGO and teen fans of LEGO. If you are younger than the age of 13, you're welcome to watch, but first, get your parents' permission. Hello friends, Christian here with BrickLifeCrisis again. Today we're taking a look at LEGO Star Wars The Mandalorian, the Razor Crest, set number 75292, consisting of 1,023 pieces, including 5 minifigures. It's recommended for ages 10 and up. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and open it up, build it up, and see what we think. Alright, here it is, set number 75292, the Razor Crest. This set features 5 figures. We have the Mandalorian, or Din Djarin, Baby Yoda, or Grogu, Greef Karga, IG-11, and a Scout Trooper. And then the Razor Crest itself. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at the figures, and then the craft. This is Din Djarin, or the Mandalorian. His weapon is about as accurate as you can get, I suppose, in LEGO without creating a new mold. It's basically a brown lightsaber hilt with this claw piece attached to one of the smaller sidearm weapons. The print is the same that we got with the Walker. In fact, the figure itself is identical to what we got before, which is okay, but it would have been nice to get him in Beskar armor instead. But we have to wait for the next Mandalorian set before we get that. Take off the helmet. He has a black head, which I appreciate. At the time this figure was created, we didn't know what the Mandalorian looked like, unless you knew who Pedro Pascal was. But anyway, I think that's perfectly appropriate. And then you don't see any of the flesh tone underneath. If we lift up the cape, you can see the back print, which is quite good. And the front print that continues down onto the waist and legs. A nicely done figure, and it's too bad it's a duplicate, but understandable. And this is Grogu. Of course, this is the figure that everyone wanted, and we're pleased to have a second one of these in our collection now after getting the child buildable character. The head is a little bit rubbery, so the ears bend a little bit, which is good, I suppose, helps to keep it from getting broken. The body is all one big piece. It's the same one that they used for the infant LEGO minifigures in the City line. Just a little bit of a print on the chest there, nothing to speak of on the back, and just a single anti-stud underneath. But very cute. This is Greef Karga. He's fairly well done. He's got a decent torso print, no print on the legs. He does include 2 sidearms. And there's a look at his alternate face with a little bit less of a smile. And this is IG-11, the assassin droid bounty hunter. He includes 2 weapons. He has the long rifle and the medium blaster. The body is basically a gray droid, clone droid, the same old thing that we've always gotten. But he has a different head. That is a printed cylinder piece up there. And it's pretty much the same as the IG-88 figure we got in the bounty hunter pack a while back. I'm not sure if the head is a different print or not. I didn't pay that much attention, but I wouldn't be surprised if it isn't. Not a bad representation. A little bit tall, but I guess the character is too. But these droids don't stand up very well unless they're actually attached to something. Just something to be aware of. And our final figure here is a Scout Trooper. I guess I can appreciate that this was included. The Scout Troopers are prominently featured in Season 1, although I think they should have had another set maybe that had 2 of these and a speeder bike. Would have been a little bit more appropriate, and that could have included the Ugnaught, whose name I forget, and maybe the creature that he rides on, and that could have been a $20 or $30 set, maybe included a Baby Yoda as well. And I would have rather have seen maybe Cara Dune included with this set. I know that she came with the ATST, but still it would have been nice to get Cara Dune here instead of this guy maybe. I do like this one. In fact, I really like this figure. Doesn't have a black head, which is a little bit of a disappointment. However, the helmet does pretty much completely cover him, so unless you're at the lowest of angles, you don't see any flesh tone, so it doesn't bother me. It's a really nice print. The helmet, of course, is great. It's been that way for a while. Back print is good. Overall, a really nice figure. I don't know. I think they could have included someone else. All right, this is it, the Razor Crest. This is quite a bit larger than I expected it to be. I saw videos, I saw photos. It's more massive than I expected, and that's a good thing, I suppose. There are some features that are kind of nice. You can lower the ramp in the back, and if you happen to get the new set that includes the Beskar armor version of Mandalorian and the Tusken Raider and all that, and that comes with a speeder bike, and that speeder bike will fit in the back there, just FYI. You can also fold down the sides to give you easy access to the interior. Up here you have some storage for the spring-loaded shooters, and there's enough room there for all 3 bolts to be stored, so if you don't want to have them in the vehicle or in the weapons, you don't have to. Some nice detail here. This is a large sticker, unfortunately, but if you're careful about applying them, they do add some nice detail. The engine treatment altogether is really very nice. The stud shooters, or spring-loaded shooters rather, are integrated fairly nicely, and then at the top is the trigger. You just push down on that and the bolt goes flying. And then of course that's repeated on the other side. The cockpit is a printed piece, thankfully, and the way this works is a little bit tricky. There's a little, it's one of those 1x2 plates with the like trailer hitch thing. So if you lift that, you can pull off the cockpit piece, and then inside there are 2 seats. There's a printed console right there, and just enough room for the 2 figures to fit inside, or I guess 3 conceivably, because you could have Grogu in the hand of Din Djarin if you wanted to. On this side, again, you can open up everything, and if you do that, you can see the sleeping quarters for Din Djarin, and those are stickers down there as well. And then over here, you have 2 frozen in carbonite bounties, and those are stickers, but they're done again fairly nicely. They look pretty good. If you're careful with the stickers, it works out okay. I just really wish that they were prints. Stickers are never my favorite thing. So there is enough room to get around and play in there. It's a little tight for bigger hands, but certainly for kids it would work out. And you can open up the entire ship, so you can actually see through to the other side, and it works out pretty well. There's some decent greebling around the top of the ship, and up here is an escape pod. So that just pulls out, and then you can take off this top piece, lay a figure inside. So if you wanted Jin to be able to escape, fits in like that, and you can just kind of see through that porthole, and he can get away from bad guys. As I mentioned, the engine detail is really nice, and there's a little bit of thrust there at the back. At the front, we have a suggestion of some blasters on either side, and then the front of the engine pods on either side look really very good. Incidentally, is it just me, or does the Razor Crest remind anyone else a little bit of the Firefly ship? It does to me. Obviously not exactly the same, but pretty similar. Anyway, this is a little bit of a heavy build, and this is probably the way I would swoosh it around if I was to play, because otherwise it is a little bit unwieldy. There is a little bit of landing gear. You've got these kind of ski skids down here at the bottom, which is good enough, I suppose. And then the detail on the front, nothing terribly exciting, but it works out. It's pretty good ship. Again, much larger than I expected, and I am very pleased to have gotten this. I picked it up at the Lego store in Las Vegas the last time I was out to visit my folks, because they live out there, and at the time I was able to get the Amelia Earhart as a promo, so that was kind of nice. And then of course got my VIP points as well. And yeah, I'm trying to stand up this IG-11 and it's just not working very well. So yeah, that's about it for this guy. So this set retails in the US for about $130, which I thought initially was a bit expensive, but now that I've actually built it, assembled it, and had a chance to have it in hand for a little bit, that's a little bit more reasonable than I thought. It's 1,023 pieces, including several minifigures. The figures are all pretty good. I might have substituted some, like I mentioned, but the build is good. It's pretty solid, and yeah, I think the value for money is there. If you can get it on sale, even better. Be careful, because Amazon usually sells things at regular retail, but for a while they were selling this for $179.99, $50 above retail, and people were buying it for that. And that's unfortunate. And it wasn't third-party sellers, it was actually Amazon that was doing it. So just be careful that you don't overpay, but it's a worthwhile set if you're a fan of The Mandalorian. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave us a like. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those below. And as always, thanks so much for watching. Until next time, take care, and may the Force be with you.